It's Week 10 of the National Football League. And coming up, it's the Commanders' burner at wide receiver. Always staying busy, he's your league leader in receiving yards. It's the Commanders and the Eagles on Monday night.
It's the NFL on EA Sports as you take a look there at Lincoln Financial Field in Philadelphia, PA. Tonight we polish off Week 10 with a good Monday night matchup between the Washington Commanders and the Philadelphia Eagles. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, you take a look at the Eagles. Their offense is one that doesn't rely too heavily on just one guy. They like to spread things around as best they can.
You're right about that. It's a diverse unit, and they like to run their offense by what they call game plan, meaning each and every week they study the opponent, they probe its weaknesses, and they move the ball around that way. They emphasize who's going to get it based on what they think they'll accomplish in that game. Other teams, they're a system team. They're going to run what they run no matter what. I like this style of offense. It suits them well.
The shadow's starting to get a bit longer. Week 10 of the NFL season is here, and we're underway on EA Sports. And this is going to be returned from middle of the end zone. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 30, right about the 29. So out comes the Washington offense onto the field. They'll be brought out by a player who was undrafted back in 2015 out of Old Dominion. Last season, his first as a starter, it's Taylor Heineke.
Let's face it, you don't see too many Old Dominion alums suiting up under center in the NFL. And in fact, Taylor Heineke, the first ODU quarterback to suit up for a regular season game, not to mention doing well in the playoffs. This guy's an absolute fighter. Fought for every chance he's had in this league. Attitude, determination, those carry over to his teammates very well.
Off the play fake, Heineke. Oh, wide open, complete. Now he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. That one good for 37 yards. That's evidence of why you spend a high draft pick on a receiver, isn't it, Charles?
It certainly is. His ability to make plays like that, and we've seen flashes of it from him so far in his rookie season. But also, it opens things up for the rest of the offense because they have to bring their attention to him as well.
So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. Heineke's throw into the hands of McLaurin. And he's going to be brought down at about the 16.
Well, I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons, weapons everywhere. And they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people. But you absolutely know they want to get this man involved as well. And that's what they just did on that play.
Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. Working out of the gun. Here's Heineke. And it'll be intercepted. Darius Slay with a pick. And the Eagles are going to take possession of the football as they force the turnover on the opening drive. So far this season, this defense has had their issues against the pass, so that's a great sign for them to get the early pick.
Yeah, confidence builder for them and an absolute shock for the quarterback because he went into it. He saw the numbers we saw. He watched them on tape. I think he came into this one thinking this is going to be a big day, and it very well could be. But early in this one, advantage defense.
First time we get to see this Philadelphia offense led out by their dual threat quarterback now in his 3rd season, Jalen Hurts. They start on the ground here at Sanders. Simply not much more you can ask out of your running back. Over 100 yards and the 3 touchdowns.
And for an old coot like me, I loved it because he did it on the ground. A running back taking control of the game. That's what I like to see.
Hold on. An old coot?
Coot, C-O-O-T.
All right, I'll look that up later. Hurts throw complete there to Smith. And he's able to get this one all the way past the 30. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. Throwing is Hurts. He completes it to Hunter. And he's got room. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. The end result, 21 yards.
Well, they use him a lot out of the backfield. He had 5 catches a week ago, and he makes another catch here for good yardage.
They'll throw on first down with Hurts. That's caught by the big tight end, Dallas Goedert. And they're going to get this down to about the 37. Really been an ideal start for them. They get the turnover on the opening possession. Now here they are moving the ball straight down the field on their first drive.
And that feels good, but you know on their side of the field all they're thinking is finish this drive off because they took it away, right? So now you got them back on their heels a little bit. Now go down, put a touchdown on them. Look out. You've won the mental battle early in the game, and that may carry over for you.
Open man, he's got him. That's Smith for the Philadelphia touchdown. Devontae Smith, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Eagles use the early turnover to get on the board first here in this one. Elliott good on the extra point, and that makes the score 7-0. A drive that time of 6 plays, and it was finished off by a touchdown from Devontae Smith. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And here comes a return from a few steps into the end zone. And he'll be brought down at the 28-yard line, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone gets him 3 more. The Commanders going to retake the field for drive number 2. As the offense comes out here, Charles, remember they threw the interception last time out, but they were moving the football down the field. Looked like they were going to have a sustained drive that ended in points, but then the pick ensued.
And because of that, there's no way you can call the last drive a success. Yes, there are things to build on because they found some play calls that work. Now, they've got to build another drive and find a way to avoid the turnover that plagued it on the last one.
Second down and a run by Robinson. And hit behind the line. He lost the football. It's loose. And it's picked up by the Eagles. And he's into the end zone. It's a fumble return and an Eagle touchdown. And maybe that's the perils of being a rookie running back in the NFL. I mean, look, it's not easy to hold on to the ball at any level with these talented guys. But in this league, you can learn a lesson. And now it's blocked. Picked up by the offense. This is a live ball. Skill, whatever the case is, they're feeling good about just keeping the football there.
Yeah, the biggest thing that they're calling it now, our ball. I mean, they don't care if it was luck or skill, but the panic that jumps up in your chest when that ball's on the ground, whether you get it or your teammate gets it, just as long as you maintain possession, that's all you're looking for.
Out there set ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. And job 1 here, Charles, just keep possession of the football. 2 drives, 2 turnovers to this point.
You're exactly right, Doctor. Hippocratic oath, first do no harm, and right now they're harming themselves on offense.
I like that. No one is mistaking me for a doctor, though, but thank you, Dr. The Washington with the football here to begin quarter number 2. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Looking to throw. Washington. Throw right side complete to Dodson. And he's going to get this one down to the edge of the red zone. Boy, a pair of big plays here. This one going for 29.
And this has been a nice answer to the touchdown drive against them a few minutes ago because they've come out and reestablished the tempo. A nice throw there, and they're putting together a very strong drive as a response.
To the right side and complete to Washington. Touchdown, Washington. A 20-yard touchdown. And the Commanders have got it back to within a score. And on this play, he just made a great route. The quarterback had to deliver it, sure, but a great route run there.
And, Brandon, this is what the best receivers do. They work on their route running because it's one thing to have athletic ability, but to really get open, you have to set up defensive backs with different routes and be precise in your cuts.
Extra point right down the middle. And it's now 13-7. Kick team out there for the Commanders as they send this one away. Boston Scott on the return from his end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. Jalen Hurts bringing the Eagles out for their next drive.
5 for 5 that last drive. Touchdown pass as well. He was clicking. Receivers, I don't want to be cliche, but running really solid routes too.
And what I love about it is when you look across any team, all right, the body types of the receivers are usually different. The way that they get open, different as well. Some of them use power to get open. Some of them use those head fakes and subtle moves. Some of them just use pure speed. And the really good ones, when they're established, they know how to push off at the end of a route, too.
28 yards the gain there on the catch and run. Just a terrific run there, Charles, from a running back who is so compact and powerful, and that strength was on display there. Off the play fake, here's Hurts. He's going deep for Brown. This is intercepted. And the Commanders are going to take over here up near the 40. So they tried to take the deep shot there, but this defense up to the task.
And a lot of times when you air a ball out like this, if it does get intercepted, there's going to be a lot of space out there to set up a return. And remember, you've got 5 big offensive linemen out there playing on their feet in open space.
He's got a man complete. Touchdown, Washington. Terry McLaurin, 61 yards. And the Commanders strike quickly here to tie up the ball game.
Well, this is exactly where I expect teams to take a shot. Right after a turnover, you count on the defense being a little bit jumbled coming out on the field, maybe catch them back on their heels, and that's exactly what they did there. They threw it downfield and really created a big play.
Yeah, you said jumbled. They were the definition of jumbled defensively. One play and into the end zone. Extra point splits the uprights, and with it, his guys take the lead here by a point. Washington kick team back out there now as they will send this one away. Scott on the return out of the end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. Philadelphia's offense ready to give us another look.
And it's only November, but the playoffs, we know how it works. They'll be here before you know it. If it ended today, they would be the #1 seed.
And that's a great spot to be in. But I love the phrase, if it ended today. And I'll guarantee you, that's what they've discussed in their locker room, in their meeting rooms. Yeah, we know where we'd be if it ended today, but we also know it's not ending today.
Right.
So they've got to continue to play the type of ball that put them in the spot where they're #1 in their conference.
And the Washington pressure gets to him. He will go down. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
Okay, you know my bias is about to come out here. A lot of people think that the offense is just moving in the wrong direction. I'd say they're moving in the right direction because the defense is pushing them back.
Former defensive guy. Now, as a quarterback, 3rd and long, you really got to rally the troops here, don't you?
Yeah, you do in a big way. And what else do you have to look out for? More pressure coming at you because it seems to be working pretty well.
Able to convert on 3rd and 14. A terrific play call.
And that's well executed there on 3rd down. And I love the confidence that they had to let their tight end try and find some space in the middle of the field, right in their quarterback's line of vision. And QBs love to make that easy throw, and they hooked up there for a 1st down.
And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. A good pickup there, 26 yards. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football.
As a general rule, offensive linemen like to know where their quarterback's going to be when he's setting up to throw the football. But sometimes they just have to get on the run, get on the move. He was able to do that on that play and picks up a 1st down with a nice throw.
On 1st down, Hurts. Under pressure, and down he goes. Jonathan Allen, the former 1st-round pick, getting in there to bring him down.
Coming up now on a 2nd and 15 following that sack.
And this throw will be intercepted. Picked by Kendall Fuller. And the Commanders will take over here just shy of the 30.
Well, and I saw the pressure coming at him. That just looked problematic. Hit him as he threw it, and the interception ensued.
Let me pay homage to the man who stood in this spot before. He always talked about how much pressure is in the face of a guy, and can he step into a throw. And when you can't do that, oftentimes interceptions result.
And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6. Big yardage there on the scramble. It gets him a first down.
They asked him to take charge and get them to a spot where they could at least attempt a kick before the half, and he does just that. Didn't trust what he saw downfield, so he took it upon himself to get them into field goal range using his legs. That's coming through with a play they needed in a big spot.
Back to throw. Washington. He's got it. Touchdown.
Jahan Dotson
From 6 yards away.
And the Commanders will extend their lead in the final minute of the half.
He was on point throwing the ball right there. He had the big play to get him down close, and then he delivers a touchdown pass on 1st and goal.
And you mentioned the big play that got him down close. I think that big play left him reeling a little bit. They didn't recover from it. And you know they always talk about having to have a short memory on deep.
Oh, this is blocked. And the Eagles have got it. And he gets it back near midfield, but the dream ends there. He doesn't take it all the way back for 2. And the extra point attempt snuffed down.
I know it's easy to kind of shrug off a blocked extra point, but this game is shaping up to be a tight one. The second half, this could prove crucial.
Yeah, we might look back on this one. We'll have to wait and see.
And this return will net positive as he gets past the 25 and up to the 27-yard line. The Eagles offense going to take over late in this first half. A slim deficit here in a one-possession game. Not much time left, obviously. We'll see if they can march this down the field, at least get 3 and take some momentum into the locker room.
Now the first play of the drive there is incomplete.
So, CD, you look at this offense and what they've been able to do. 8-0, perfect through the first 2 months of the year. Second half of the season still to come. We get that. But what kind of a percentage chance do you think that they have of running the table?
Partner, I think it's hard to say because history would tell us that the chances aren't good at all. We've seen a lot of good teams get to this point, and then they have that one bad week, and it takes them out of the running. I'm going to say 25%, and I feel like I'm being generous with that number.
Now a shot taken on 3rd down, but it's going to wind up incomplete.
How about some applause for the defense there? They forced him to throw that one into coverage, and just like that, they're staring at a 4th down. Well done.
They'll try and throw for it with Hurts.
And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted.
Picked off by Jamin Davis. And he will bring this one back. It is a pick 6 for a Washington touchdown.
So they go on 4th down. Not only do they not get it, it turns into 6 points the other way. Disastrous.
And many people think you should just go ahead and knock it down in that situation. Turn it over for the offense. But I had a defensive coordinator recently tell me, we see that as a passive play. We don't do that anymore. We want the ball in our hands, and we want to head the other way.
Probably also instinct a lot of times. If you see a lot of green grass ahead of you, go ahead and grab it.
It's the exact.
Past the halfway point of the season and now past the halfway point of this game. We skip halftime and get right back to the action. Set to begin the 3rd quarter.
Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth. Quarter number 3. It's the Eagles ready to see the football first, and they trail here as we resume action in this 3rd quarter. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback.
Jalen Hurts in this offense trotting back out.
And he's got to be wondering what happened in that first half. 3 interceptions, very uncharacteristic.
And even the great ones go through phases like this, like what we just saw. And most of them, they have such a mental capacity to throw it out and essentially start over. I think that's where he's headed now.
He's got his opportunity to throw it out. Let's see how he does.
Quick throw knocked away and incomplete.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25.
Hurts sets up to throw it.
He's got a man complete.
And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped. On 1st and 10, it's Hurts. This is Smith with a grab. And he'll be marked down right at the 20-yard line. Catch number 100 for his career right there, and it's good enough to keep the chains moving. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. Picked off by Jamin Davis. And the Commanders are going to take possession here at their own 33. Tough one there. First drive of the 3rd quarter, throw an interception, and now a chance that they could be in even a bigger hole if they can convert this into points.
Yeah, but how good do you feel if you're that defensive coordinator right now? Because you just know that the head coach looked at him and said, turn him loose, big man. And he'd be able to take a few extra chances playing with this type of a lead, and boy, it paid off.
First play of the drive, a success, 19 yards. On 1st and 10, Washington. Looking for McLaurin, and he's got him. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. Another first down, this time on a gain of 19.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing, because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the 3rd quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
Back to throw again. He'll check. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And it's picked up by the Eagles. And they are going to set up shop at the 32-yard line. Well, you had an offense working with a comfortable 2-score lead here in the 3rd quarter, and certainly doesn't feel as comfortable now following the turnover.
Yeah, you're right about that, because now the nerves start to come into play a little bit. You're a little bit jangled. You don't want to give your opponents any avenues to get back into the game. What you'd rather do, put up signs that say, roads closed.
Now a throw right side taken in here to start this drive. A big play there for Philly. 41 yards. So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. And he is out of bounds right around the 10-yard line. Able to make something out of nothing there. 17 yards and a first down.
Evident there that he learned his lesson from the last drive. No way he was going to force a throw that time, but nothing broke open, kept it, and ended up running for a first down himself.
Here's Hurts to throw. Oh, he stays up. And this is going to be intercepted. And the Commanders are going to take possession here. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 20-yard line. Out there set ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. This is sort of what you would call a put-away drive. And he loses the football a 2nd time. And it's picked up by the Eagles. And his guys are going to get the football at the 28-yard line. And they had just picked it off to get the football. They fumble it right back. I looked over to both sidelines. A lot of scrambling to find the helmets.
Yeah, you can almost, you know both sides are screaming sudden change. Because when sudden change happens, that's a defensive call to get back out on the field. There's been a fumble, so an interception, some type of a turnover. You've got to get back.
And that's going to be caught for an Eagles touchdown. A.J. Brown. 28 yards. And the Eagles take the forced fumble and convert it into 6 points. Elliott good with a PAT. And that'll cut the lead down to a touchdown. Well, they got the ball in great field position. 1 play later, boom, end zone. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. Kicks it on the ground with a squib, taken around the 28. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. So here is Washington now to take over. Trying to erase the memory of last week when they dropped one to the Minnesota Vikings. They're in the driver's seat right now with the lead. Following the fumble recovery, Washington. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. 23 yards on the tuck and run.
This guy's proven himself to be one of the best in the NFL. He brings an added dimension to their offense with his ability to read defenses and know when he's able to pull it down and take off and go.
On 1st and 10, it's Gibson. And a strong run there as he'll take this all the way down to the 35.
Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on 1st down.
On 1st down, right back to Gibson.
And oh my goodness, he loses it again. And it's picked up by the Eagles. And they are going to take over right there at the 22-yard line. And now 3 drives, 3 fumbles.
What's amazing about it is when we go around and watch practices, how many times do we see them put that sleeve over a football now to make it more slippery and hard to handle? It's almost like they're playing with that sleeve on the ball right now. Was it 3 drives?
Yep.
3 fumbles?
3 fumbles. And welcome back. We are in the city of brotherly love, Philadelphia. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. It's the Eagles behind on the scoreboard, but with the football here as we start the 4th quarter. Now this throw caught left side. And they work this well upfield across the 45. They'll look to throw now on 1st down. He finds his man complete. It's Hunter. And he'll go down inside the 45 before going out of bounds. And with that last play, he's now up over that 300-yard mark.
And in today's NFL, it almost feels routine. And I hate that when you talk about a 300-yard passing game. To me, 300 yards still signifies excellence, and he's achieved that in this performance.
And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40.
Hurts finding Goddard there. 1st down, Philadelphia. These two teams, you might recall, met up back in September in Week 3. And it was the Eagles who got the win on the road, so now they look to finish off the sweep here in Philly. And he'll be marked down right at the 20-yard line.
If they get a game-changing score on this drive, it's going to be because of plays like that. That run was pure heart. Took it himself, found a way to reset the downs, and advance the ball.
And now here is another interception. Picked by Kendall Fuller. And the Commanders are going to get the football here at their own 23. Charles, whatever's going on between his ears right now, it's just not completely calculated correctly. 7 picks between last week and this week after that one.
And they always say the most important.
Gibson gets hit and he fumbles it.
And it's picked up by the Eagles. And down inside the red zone at the 19-yard line.
Well, that takeaway, partner, right there, that's a combination of coaching, execution, and absolute belief. Because a lot of guys will look at the scoreboard and go, this thing's pretty well done. But they still thought to themselves, if we can make a play, we give our teammates a chance to win it. And that's exactly what they did.
And the Eagles are looking at 1st and goal as he's tackled all the way down at the 2-yard line. Throwing from the gun, it's Hurts.
And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Well, we've talked about it, CD, but it bears repeating. They are struggling to throw the football. All the interceptions and more incompletions. It just doesn't look like things are in sync out there.
I would agree with that, and it's not a good day when you feel like an incomplete pass is almost a win.
Touchdown, Eagles! Dallas Goedert, a 2-yard touchdown grab.
And the Eagles are an extra point away from tying this game here in the 4th.
Don't forget the extra point. It's up and good. And we are tied here in the 4th quarter. Scoring summary, 3-play drive.
And the drive was all finished off on the touchdown catch by Dallas Goedert.
Boy, hard to ask for a better game thus far. 27 apiece is our score as the kick's away.
He will return this from deep in the end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback.
Out comes Washington's offense as they get set to take over here.
They no longer have the lead after that last touchdown, all tied up in the 4th quarter. And a chance for this offense to mount a potential game-winning drive right here.
And It's complete. He gets this one to Washington.
Finding room at midfield.
And he gets this to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. Big yardage after the catch. That one winds up going for 36. So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10.
Target is to Dotson, and he's got him. And he's going to be taken down right at the 40-yard line. Ball at the 40 here for 2nd and 5.
Looking to throw. Washington. Going right side here, and that's complete. And he has another 1st down as they'll get the ball down to the Eagles' 23. 17 yards that time and a Washington 1st. Getting down to the good stuff. All tied with 2 minutes remaining on EA Sports.
So it's Commanders football as we get back to it.
So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw.
And he's brought down here just outside of the 20.
Again, he'll drop to throw. He gets it to Thomas. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. That one goes for 16 yards. It sets him up 1st and goal.
Here we go, here we go.
They'll look to throw again. And that ball is caught by Washington. Touchdown, Steelers. A great effort there with his 2nd touchdown of the night.
And the Commanders answer back with a touchdown of their own to break our tie and take the lead here in the 4th.
Point after, right down the middle. And they will take a 7-point lead. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
Scott on the return out of the end zone. And no alley to be found. The coverage was solid, and he's dropped at the 18. Hurts and the Eagles now down by 7. A little over a minute to go. Their undefeated season, it's in danger unless they can score here as they've got a 1st and 10. Hurts throw there taken in by Smith.
He's back to throw. And it's incomplete. Boy, he doesn't drop many like that one. 2nd down.
It's been a nice day for him as a passer and as a runner. One of the few mistakes he's made in this ball game. The wrong choice on that one. That one goes incomplete.
Throws right side, and that's complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. The Eagles going to take the 1st of their timeouts as the clock will stop with just under 30 seconds left to go. Back to throw. And he finds a man on a crossing route. A big play there for Philly. 45 yards. Now another timeout called for by the offense. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. They'll look to throw.
And that's intercepted yet again, and that could be the backbreaker. And the Commanders have just about sewn up this football game. So a good drive with a bad ending, Charles. They move it down the field well, cannot finish it off, though, as it's intercepted in the end zone.
Deflating, that has got to be the word here because they were sharp in moving it down the field, but sometimes you start thinking like a touchdown is a given, and it doesn't always work out that way as we saw there.
And now here comes their final timeout as they take it with 8 ticks remaining.
Robinson on a give right side.
And he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line. And the clock will now stop as a timeout is called with 5 seconds left. On 3rd, and he loses the the football a second time. And the offense will get this one back. Boy, that could have been catastrophic at this late stage of the game, but they avoid disaster.
So a victory here for the Commanders.
And I tell you what, I can't remember a defensive performance as good as this one. They seemingly forced turnover after turnover after turnover every time you turned around.
Yeah, you can just keep going with it, can't you? After turnover, after turnover. As this game unfolded, they were doing all the dictating, right? They told the offense exactly how it was going to go down today. So you saw them deflate with every series, didn't you? Every time they ran onto the field, it was slower and slower to get to the football because they just felt like if we go out there, we're just going to turn it over anyway. So it was really, really a stellar performance.
So for Washington,
they continue to put themselves in position for a first-round bye as they move to 8-2. And they'll get another road test next week as they head to Houston to take on the Texans. Meanwhile, for Philadelphia, it's their first stumble of the season as they'll dip to 8-1 on the year. And they'll try to get back to their winning ways next week as they head to Indianapolis to take on the Colts.